Hello and welcome. Thank you for purchasing Life Simulated. So, first thing you're going to want to do is open up. This is what your folder should look like, and you're going to want to open up the Life Simulated. I'm going to kind of take you through the organization of the unit. So, you've got a table of contents here at the top. One nice little trick to know, if you hit Command F and you type whatever it says here, so let's say Game On, which is lesson 5, and then you hit return, it'll take you to everywhere in the document that comes up. So that's kind of a quick way to move around the document. And that actually works on any website. Here we've got credits and terms of use. Thanks for respecting that. And then down here, you're watching the project overview video. This is a little summary about the project and then the standards that will be assessed as well as the skills. There are two possible ways to teach the project, two timeframes that you could teach it in. So in both versions, the first 4 days are spent launching the project and then teaching Google Sheets and setting up the budget. But in this first option, you can teach the game once a week for 5 weeks and then give the final assessment. During this time here, you would be teaching the rest of the expressions and equations unit. Or you could do the same, follow the same plan for the first 4 days, but then teach the game every day for 5 days and then do the final assessment. It's best if students know what an equation and expression is before starting the unit, and they're going to really get deep into that with the Google Sheets. This is the assessment planner, and this is just to give you an overview. Is it a summative or, a formative or a summative? And what standards or skills are being assessed. This is for anybody that's a big picture thinker. Lessons at a glance give you kind of a quick synopsis of what the lesson's about and the time frame. This is to do before launching the game. So we have game cards that we'll be using called Chance and Baby cards. And we've got a black and white version and a colored version. It's really important that they're printed double-sided because this chance with the dice is the backside of the card, just like in a deck of game cards. So you want to print those double-sided. If you can put them on cardstock, I would suggest doing that and laminating them so that they can last you for years to come. And then the other part you have to kind of just want to have on your radar is that students will get paid in the game for doing homework and coming to class prepared. And so you want to start thinking about each of the rounds of the game, 1 through 5, you're going to be creating some kind of a homework assignment and you're going to be assigning income for preparedness. So each slide, that's why I made the slideshows editable. And so each slideshow has an additional income homework slide and a prepared slide. These are editable. So this you can right click and insert rows above, insert rows below. You can delete columns or rows. And so you can manipulate this to fit what you want to grade. But just some examples that you might think about is that if you do Zearn or IXL, you could grade the number of lessons they completed in a certain amount of time. You could give a 0 for incomplete or 100 for complete. Totally up to you, but you do want to grade them for homework. What you'll notice is they'll actually start doing their homework. And I find it really fun to not tell them what I'm grading and have them, if I'm playing like by the week, I don't tell them what I'm grading. And then I just announce it one day, okay, it's going to be what we did on Tuesday. And that way students are completing their homework all week long. And then for prepared, it's just the supply and then how much you're paying them for it. And this can really be, I think up to 100 is a good amount in order to get their budgets to balance. So those are the two things you want to do before the game. In terms of the homework and prepared, if you're playing monthly, I would suggest, weekly, I would suggest doing that each week, deciding if you're playing, 5 days in a row, you might need to grade homework that they've done over the past. So, but I would just keep that on your radar as you go. Now we're getting into the actual lesson plans. I'm going to scroll down to lesson 3 because it's got all the different types of files that you're going to come across. So when you see a lesson title, the time it will take, a summary, the video link, over here, I've got our video all ready to go. I put timestamps in here so that you could easily get to the parts that you wanted. If you find I'm talking too quickly, you can go back to playback speed and change it to 7500s to slow me down, or speed it up if you like. So there are 3 different resources for this assignment. There's a Google Sheet. It's a slideshow. I tried to color code. And then there's an actual sheet, a Google Sheet, and a PDF. So if we go in here, things are labeled by the lesson number. So here I find that sheet I need to use, and I find my Google Exploration slideshow. And then the other piece was the PDF. So you have a PDF that's called Student Lessons and Answer Keys. And this is organized in order. So this is lesson 2. So you'd scroll down to find lesson 3. And here's the Google Sheet checkup. And again, we can use that same Command F and search for checkup. And here we are at the answer key. So the answer keys for each of the assignments is at the very bottom. I would suggest, this is 24 pages. I would suggest just printing these when you start the unit, and you can send the different pages off to the printer for the students as the unit progresses, but then you have them all in front of you, and you have all your answer keys printed as well. So that's a helpful tip, I think. And in terms of leading the lesson, so lessons 3 through 5 are all about Google Sheets. And so I would suggest printing these lessons. The rest of the lessons, really the idea is the teaching tips and notes are just to read before you teach the lesson, so you're familiar with what could go wrong, where kids might get stuck, tips for yourself. So you read that beforehand, but the actual lesson includes notes. So each slide has notes on how to lead the lesson, what you can ask students to help them interact, and it's very scaffolded. Same thing for this one. So you'll use those to guide the lesson, and you'll read the lesson notes and teaching tips beforehand. So that's it. I hope that you and your students have a great time playing Life Simulated, and check back soon for more resources I'm working on building right now. Thank you.